American flag means a lot to me. My whole family served over 70 years of service. It's about duty, and it's about honor, and it's about sacrifice, and it's about patriotism and just being proud to be an American. And I'm honored that I got to create a company that gets to promote patriotism by creating American wall art while doing that with combat veterans. So my military career began in the Army. I was an infantry paratrooper, joined the 82nd Airborne, right after high school, and spent 3 years doing that, jumping out of planes, and I loved it. And my time was up, and I decided to go to college, and I went to college on the scholarship fund from the Army. And 9/11 happened, and like most Americans, I was upset. And so I had a unfinished chapter in my book that I wanted to finally close, that I never served in combat. Everyone in my family, my brother, my sister, my grandfather, my father, all served. So I had grown up in an Air Force family, and I decided I wanted to become a pilot. So I joined the Air Force and commissioned in 2005. I went to pilot training and then joined Air Force Special Operations. I deployed 9 times, and on my 9th deployment I had sustained an injury, and that was my last deployment. When I had gotten injured and I was going through rehabilitation, I always wore a flag on my shoulder. All of us do when we serve. And I didn't wear that flag anymore because I didn't wear my uniform during rehabilitation. And so I kind of missed that. I'd had that on my shoulder for 14 years, and now I'm not wearing it every day. So I wanted an American flag made out of wood. The one that I found was beautiful, it just wasn't made in the United States. And I thought, well, that upset me as an American. I want to be able to buy American art, something that's created in the United States, so I just started making them myself. All of our guys are veterans, all of our craftsmen are combat veterans, and they bring a lot to the table. They didn't have any prior woodworking experience, but they're all very creative and they're driven.
So what I really get out of making these flags and working in a team of veterans is the flag means a lot to me, and being able to put my heart and soul into making these flags with a team of people who the flag means just as much to them. I fought for the flag and for the country.
I had lost my husband in April, and I just found these guys out of the blue, and I was missing that feeling of brotherhood, of family, of camaraderie, and the flag is 100% that embodiment. And then to realize that there's a company that makes these flags by men who've suffered so much and sacrificed ridiculous amounts that most of us would break. And I was sort of walking around in a daze, feeling very numb. And I walked in here and it just went away.
So the reason I hire veterans is because I am one. I know what motivates them, what motivates me, being very patriotic. What I found was art is very therapeutic, and so I wanted to hire combat veterans for our craftsmen to create the art so they can have an environment they can thrive in.
Whether it's the military background and what the flag means to them, nobody wants to put their name on a bad product. And there again, I think that might be one of the biggest differences between that and any other job I've ever held. There's a lot of places that people are there just to pick up their paycheck. They go in, they hit their 8, they go home. But here there is a lot of pride in what we're doing.
What makes everyone I work with so special is how fast everyone is able to use their skills in the military to learn and adapt to things they might not have had any experience doing before.
All right, have a great day, bye. I realized this would be a viable business when I started creating flags and donating them to fallen soldiers' families. And what I found was that it was very philanthropic. It was that feeling you can't buy.
This business is spreading American values of what we want our children to be, of what we want to be.
We're all patriots at the end of the day. We're all Americans, We say that all the time. We're veterans, we're non-veterans. At the end of the day, we're all Americans. Getting to be an entrepreneur is a privilege, but getting to work with America's finest is an honor.